and December 1st. Did anybody get a chance to review those?
I have reviewed the minutes for November 17th and December 1st, and they appear to be in order.
Oh, you're making a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes, yes.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We move down to correspondence. Item A, service agreement with Patent Power Systems for service and maintenance of the generator. In the amount of $1,846. Do I have a motion approving the generator maintenance contract?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We received correspondence from Indiana Harbor Belt regarding the repair to the crossing on 165th. Mike Colombo with Indiana Harbor Belt Railroad said that he received the letter and that they are planning on, they have budgeted for rebuilding that crossing this year. So they'll probably be doing it probably as soon as the asphalt plants open up. That's for information purposes only. Item C, disposal authorization. There's a bunch of them, huh? These are from the Hammond Police Department.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Next is a rental registration hearing on property located at 7806 Northcott.
Hi,
Morning.
What's your name, ma'am?
Gloria Buckrock, and I have the property on 7806.
You're the property owner?
Yes. And
Okay, so why wasn't it registered?
it wasn't rented until the end of, in December, and I had an issue the year before, so I didn't rent it all last year. I was both back and forth over there, staying there, and, you know, I just don't want to sell it, and I might go back there, I don't know, but I recently just decided to move and be a resident of Illinois with my boyfriend. So, and I just did that at the end of last year. So at the time, all last year until December, it was not a rental.
Is it one unit?
I'm sorry, it's
One
one
unit?
unit. It's a one unit. We do have it on file that it was registered in 14 and 15. She came in last year to sign affidavit saying that she was living there, and up until December of 16 is when she rented it out. She hasn't registered yet for this year, so all we're just asking is $5 for 16, and then, you know, give her the opportunity to register, you know,
For 17?
All right, we're going to make a motion to waive the late fee, so you just need to register for 16, as you said, for $5, and you can also register for 17 today if you want to stick around after the meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes. Next, we have correspondence requesting rental registration hearings. It looks like we have two.
Make a motion
16.
to set the hearing for March 16th.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes. Next is a notice of violation hearing on property at 2710 New York Avenue.
This is actually a single-family home property. It's owner-occupied, which contains cellar bedrooms. The owner's son and daughter-in-law and children were staying here for a short time. After an inspection was performed, it was deemed that the rooms do not meet the minimum ceiling height requirement or emergency escape and rescue openings. The owners have agreed to have a deed restriction filed against the property, so that way when the property changes hands, this space can be eliminated. They had made notions that they are no longer staying there with them. They actually purchased their own property, and therefore they are not being occupied at this time. And if they can take care of the removal sooner, they will. So I just ask that the board approve the deed restriction so that this space can notify any future buyers or owners that it is not approved to be used as bedrooms.
Make a motion to approve the deed restrictions on this property.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Those against? Motion passes. Item G, notice of violation hearing on property located at 4618 Toll.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. This is Mr. Burke. He's the property owner at 4618 Toll. It's basically, the lot contains two buildings, cottage house in the back, which is fine, but in the front was a single-family home that had been converted into two apartments. And Mr. Burke's agreed with us, our findings, that the front building be converted back to a single-family home. So we asked the findings in order to be approved. So it's on the deed in case somebody else decides to try and return it back to a duplex later on.
For the record, I never.
You're right. He didn't convert it. He purchased it back in '09 and.
07.
'07, sorry, and that's the way it was when he purchased it, so.
And the minute I found out, the apartment has not been rented since the day he told me it was illegal, and it's not gonna be rented, I'm gonna go ahead and convert it.
Okay, we'll make a motion to affirm the order.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Mylar for the subdivision plat for Olympia Second Edition submitted for approval. Has the engineering department reviewed that, Dean? Everything looks okay?
If this is the same one that went through the planning commission, I would say yes, but
Okay.
is it?
Yes, nothing changed.
Yeah, that's how it gets here, once it goes through the plan commission, so we'll assume that it's okay, and we'll sign it at the end of the meeting. Do I have a motion?
Oh, okay.
This is the Mylar.
Thank you. Okay, what do we need?
We need
Motion?
a motion approving it. It was already reviewed by the plan commission, engineering, everybody's looked at it.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item I, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, advising the one-way sign on 800 block of Drackard has been replaced and the corner at Lyons and Tapper does not warrant a two-way stop sign.
Okay.
Do I have a motion approving the recommendations of our street commissioner, Gary Gleason?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item J, memorandum of understanding for project-based voucher and rent reasonableness received from the Hammond Housing Authority. This is an annual document that needs to be signed off by the Board of Works. Chris, did you get a chance to look at that? This is the Housing Authority.
That was from last week. Remember you asked me to look at it from last week?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All good?
Looks good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes. Item K, we have the amusement device listing for the week of February 13th.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes. Item L, correspondence received from Mr. Alan Timbaland requesting a hearing regarding his auto license denial. That's for an auto sales business?
Correct. Mr. President, if you look at the information attached, in order to be an auto license dealer in the city of Hammond, you have to pass a criminal background check. He has criminal convictions out of Illinois, which are attached and highlighted. He wishes to have a hearing on the matter. So we just, if you want to set a hearing, but right there is the information that was used in the denial of his application.
Well, if he doesn't meet the requirements, is the hearing going to serve a purpose, or?
It's just his, his right to appeal the decision.
Okay. When do we want to set the hearing? March 2nd? Okay. We'll make a motion to set this for hearing on March 2nd.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item M, correspondence received from the First Baptist Church of Hammond requesting a portion of Oakley from Sibley North to Willow Court and a portion of State Street from the parking lot west to the bridge on Holman Avenue be closed from 8 a.m. till midnight, March 2nd, 2017, and March 3rd, 2017 for a conference. Do I have a motion approving those closures?
Need to send this off
They,
for review.
they actually do this on a pretty regular basis.
Okay.
We could just approve it subject to coordination with the police.
Police and
traffic
fire, I
department.
would.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve, subject to approval by the police and fire departments.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item N, we have correspondence received from Dawn Tomich requesting permission to hold a small fireworks display at the Civic Center on Saturday, March 11, 2017, with oversight by Crazy Kaplans. I don't think there's enough information here because we're not sure where they're going to shoot it off and if they got the okay of the property owner or what the backup plan is for any issues out there because all the brush is really dry right now. So,
I make a motion, we defer this 1 week to solicit some more information from Ms. Tomich.
A second.
motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Item O is a dedication and maintenance agreement with Corellis Roofing LLC and Corellis Roofing Incorporated, the City of Hammond, for a pedestrian crosswalk across 169th Street with dedication of the crosswalk equipment to the City of Hammond.
We had that for last week, but we did not have a signed copy, so the board could not take any action on it. We were finally able to obtain a signed copy yesterday afternoon. So now there is a signed copy which can be approved by the board.
A motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Do we have any matters from other board members? Yes, we do. First, we have a notice to bidders for the bid dates, the advertising and opening dates for the Kennedy Avenue and 174th Street intersection improvement, which will include the installation of a traffic signal. We're looking at advertising dates of February 23rd and March 2nd with a bid opening date of March 16. Do I have a motion setting those dates?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. We have a request for extension from the property owner, Leona Tichnor, for 47 Mason Street.
Mr. President, if you will recall, this is a property that was ordered demolished. It's completely vacant. The power has been cut. There have been absolutely 0 permits pulled. She did sign a rehab agreement, but has done no work under the agreement. She claims in that letter to have remodeled the interior, which without power, I don't know how that's even possible to do unless she had a generator.
Maybe she had some Amish carpenters.
Perhaps, yeah. Yeah, perhaps there's some, some Renaissance fair reenactors came out and did the inside, with a forge. But as it is her rehab agreement, she was given 6 months. She's done absolutely nothing. I don't believe she even posted the bond that was required under the rehab agreement. I would suggest we table this until next week and see if Kelly or somebody from Code can get in there and see all this work she claims to have done inside with no power. Because if she has not, in fact, done any work, then I would suggest at the end of March 1st, when the agreement expires, we just proceed forward with the demolition.
Okay. Make a motion to move forward with recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Next, we have an item that was submitted here from Mr. Ron Novak, Director of the Hammond Department of Environmental Management. Mr. Novak.
This is a modification of an access agreement between BP and the City of Hammond. They're performing remediation work at White Oak and the Grand Calumet River. The only thing that this agreement does is change their contractor. The access agreement requires BP's representatives to sign it and their contractors. They've switched contractors. They want to be in compliance with the rules and regulations. So I recommend approval.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have specific findings of fact on a property at 616 173rd Street.
Where are we at?
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This is an appeal of rental registration, and I would just ask the board to please sign it. Sorry, I thought it was a demo for a second.
So your recommendation is to approve?
Yes, please.
You have a motion approving the specific findings of fact and decision.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the what do you call these things? Findings of fact, and decision on the property located at 6609 Jefferson. And we have it from both attorneys representing the city and also the property owner.
If you recall back on, what was it, January 12th, we had that very long hearing. Each side was instructed to submit proposed findings. Both sides have sent proposed findings in the time allowed. And at this point in time, the board just needs a couple weeks to consider it and make a decision. Nothing has to be done today.
So when do you want to do it? In 2 or 3 weeks? March 9th? That'll give everybody an opportunity to review it and discuss it. March 9th?
Do we need any action on it?
Well, we do need to set the hearing date, right? Well, not a hearing, what?
No, this is the date that the findings will be due by. Your order will be due.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make a motion to set the findings order for March 9th.
Okay.
All right.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Item 7, matters from other department heads and their representatives. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Janet Venez in the audience, who I couldn't see her because she's behind the podium. Do we have any new business? Any old business? Meeting's open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to step up to the podium? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second? Meeting's adjourned. Those in favor say aye.